All right, we're going to have a go at developing a concrete description, which you'll find on page 55 of your text. I think it's in chapter 4, something like that. You'll find it, page 55. Okay, Lan, so we've been talking about you and your vision for work in the future.
Yep.
Well, we kind of touched on it a bit, and you spoke about how at the moment your energies are also being funneled towards completing your exercise science degree, as well as being involved in research to validate the skills and the skills. How would you describe what it is that it's validating?
Outcomes.
The outcomes of using Pilates. So a concrete description is about having a really clear picture of what you hope to gain from the next 2 years. Can you describe a little bit about what you imagine it will be like in 2 years' time once you've finished your degree and the research is completed?
Yeah, I hope that we can then, because this is a very broad-based study that we're starting off with, that is a longitudinal study for initially 2 years, and then it will hopefully continue for about another 5 years would be my goal. But from there, hopefully we will be able to isolate areas that actually do show results for Pilates, for using Pilates as a form of training. And from there will be smaller studies that will continue, or studies that will feed from there. So certainly starting to work in some of those studies, but having other people working in those studies as well. Hopefully a bit of journal writing. At the moment I'm co-writing a book with one of the other directors of the training organisation and the CEO of the organisation, and so hopefully that will lead on to a little bit more writing.
Yes, so some publications in academic journals as a means of validating.
Yeah.
What are some of the outcomes you notice about Pilates work that you're interested in exploring in the research?
Yeah, definitely you're looking at changes in mineral composition in the body. So definitely, for example, we train many people with osteoporosis, and we find that there are real positive gains. Granted, there needs to be some drug therapy associated with it, but comparative to resistance training, we actually think there are some benefits there. Certainly range of motion in specific joints and rehabilitation for complex physiological problems seems to be something that definitely anecdotally we see evidence of all the time. So yeah, it's a raft of different areas, and I guess it will, in the next 2 years, I will ferret it down to a specific area or areas that I'd like to concentrate on.
Well, that's exciting. So Pilates is not just a health and fitness thing. It's also about making real changes in the body where there's some challenges that the body's facing.
Absolutely, and we see that all the time. Most people who come into Pilates come in because they have some sort of physical challenge and they want to make a change, and they may have tried other things or physical forms of exercise or rehabilitation, or they may not have. And so definitely it's a lovely way to exercise, but it's a brilliant way to rehabilitate and then continue the conditioning in an effective and very organic way.
And so your hope in the 2 years' time, if we're building a concrete description, is your studies have been completed, but the research sounds like it's something that you'd like to be a part of in an ongoing way, just to continue to be part of it?
Definitely. Yeah.
Are you still imagining that you will continue your own instructing?
Yes, yeah, you've got to, because otherwise I don't think you can call yourself a Pilates instructor, and it's very easy to fall out of touch with people. So and how to deal with people and what have you. So I absolutely will continue.
So you'll only be partly an academic and then partly a practitioner?
Oh, definitely.
And that's really important.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what will it look like if you wake up in 2 years' time and your dreams are coming to fruition? What will that look like?
I think I will be seeing less clients personally. But that's driven at the moment because I have to see a lot of clients. So less clients and more time to do a little bit of research, perhaps a little bit more, being able to be a little bit more selective with the client base that I do actually look after.
So your business will look pretty much the same?
I think it will. I do think it will. By then, hopefully, a lot of my instructors who I've had on board for a long time and had them since they were little trainees or students themselves, will be graduating to that point where, or maturing to that point where they have the confidence to deal with a lot of the clientele that I look after, who a lot of them are, do suffer from fairly complex conditions. So, yeah.
Yes. Mm. And do you have any picture about how that work-life balance will fit in 2 years' time? I know that you're also someone who's very, very busy. I mean, you're running your business as well as the passion for training, as well as your own commitment to health and well-being, as well as research, as well as study, as well as being a mom, as well as being a partner, and all of that.
Yeah.
Will it change? Do you think that?
No, I don't see it changing too much. The only difference will be, I think, probably seeing less clients face to face with me and replacing that with a lot more writing would be my goal.
Ah, you're looking forward to doing more writing?
Definitely.
Oh. And how does that feel when you imagine doing more writing?
Oh, it feels wonderful. It feels nice to be able to, again, contribute to something that will hopefully end up validating the method. Again, it's that whole thing of, taking the method a little bit further and educating perhaps a little bit further on the benefits of the wonderful world of Pilates.
Something that's captured your heart for a long time from the sounds of it. How many years now? 18 years. Wow.
Almost as old as my son. Or as long as my son. As long as my son is old.
So you have a bit of a picture now of when you wake up, what the world's going to look like, what life's going to be like. And there's not a great deal of change, but it does kind of carve out more time for you to be doing researching and writing, which is part of your passion that you've had a bit on the back burner. Is that right?
Yeah, or having to fit it in around everything else, which has meant it hasn't been able to be quite where it needs to be.
As much as you'd like it to be.
Precisely.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Lan. So that gives us a vague idea of what a concrete picture could look like. Let's see how you go at doing concrete pictures. Right, see ya.